Hi, this is JD, and welcome to the Beginner Crypto Series, Episode 2, How Blockchains Actually Work in Plain Language. Now, most people think blockchain is complicated because of all the words that you hear related to it that you don't normally hear, like hash, nodes, consensus, mining, cryptography. But underneath all that vocabulary, the idea of what a blockchain is really super simple. A blockchain is simply just a shared ledger, like a notebook, that nobody is allowed to secretly erase. That's it. Once you understand that, everything else becomes a systems problem instead of a mystery. Now, before blockchain, every financial system had a single point of control. Banks kept the ledger, governments controlled access, companies stored the records, and then middlemen verified the truth. And that worked until trust failed. Now, if the ledger is controlled by only one party, that party can change the rules, freeze access, inflate supply, censor transactions, or quietly rewrite and change the history of it. Sometimes they do it for safety, sometimes for profit, and sometimes for politics. And blockchain was created to remove the single point of trust and distribute it across many independent computers. No king, no master ledger, no hidden edits. Just math and agreement. Imagine a massive notebook sitting in the middle of a stadium. Anyone can walk up and read it. Anyone can verify what's written. But no single person is allowed to erase or secretly change previous pages. Every time a new transaction happens, a new page gets added. And the page contains who sent what, who received it, when it happened, and a fingerprint of the previous page. That fingerprint locks the pages together like links in a chain. If someone tries to change an old page, the fingerprints break and everyone instantly sees that it's been tampered with. That is blockchain, a chain of pages that secures itself with technology instead of trust. Now, what are nodes? The notebook is not stored all in one place. Thousands of computers around the world keep their own copy of the notebook. These computers are called nodes. Every node constantly checks the others to make sure that the notebook matches. If one node lies, the network ignores it. Truth emerges from the majority agreement, not authority. This is why blockchains are resilient. You would need to control most of the network simultaneously to fake history. Not impossible, just extremely expensive and visible. Now, what's a block? A block is simply a bundle of recent transactions. Instead of writing one transaction per page, the system groups many transactions together into a block. And each block contains a list of transactions, a timestamp, a reference to the previous block, and a cryptographic fingerprint. Once a block is added, it becomes extremely difficult to change, and that creates historical permanence. Not because anyone says so, because the math makes cheating impractical. Now, how new blocks get added? Different blockchains use different methods to decide which block gets added next. This is called consensus. Some networks use computation. Some use staking. Some use hybrid systems. But the idea is the same. The network agrees on what happened and locks it in. No boss, no referee, just rules executed by software. Now, why does this matter beyond money? Blockchains allow strangers anywhere on Earth to coordinate together without trusting each other or a central authority. That enables digital money without banks, contracts without intermediaries, identity without centralized databases, ownership without paperwork, global settlement without borders. This is not just finance. This is coordination infrastructure for the internet age. Okay, now the real trade-offs. Blockchains are not perfect. They can be slower than centralized systems. They can be expensive during congestion. They can be confusing to use, and mistakes can be permanent. Decentralization trades convenience for resilience. You gain sovereignty, but you'll lose hand-holding. This is a system for adults. Okay? Now, why do we talk about it here in Boom Dopamine Shift? Because this mirrors personal discipline perfectly. Centralized systems feel easy because someone else makes the decisions for you. Decentralized systems require responsibility, awareness, and patience. No bailout, no undo button, no shortcuts. If you cannot manage yourself, freedom becomes dangerous. Blockchain forces maturity. A blockchain is not magic. It's a shared notebook secured by math and agreement. Once you understand that, crypto stops feeling mysterious and starts feeling like engineering. In the next episode, we'll explore Layer 1 and Layer 2 networks and why speed, cost, and scale matter. This is JD. I'm grateful that you're here. Thanks for spending this time with us, and check out our next installment. Peace.